They had counted 8 enemy snipers, 8 trained killers hidden across the mountainside, each one positioned to wipe out the entire ranger squad trapped in the valley below. No one expected the team to survive the next 10 minutes. But then, from the highest, coldest ridge line, a lone female figure crawled into position. No backup. No spotter. No second chance. And what she did next would be remembered as the most impossible sniper run the Rangers had ever witnessed. Sergeant Elena Merrick wasn't supposed to be there. At least that's what half the unit believed. She was new, quiet, and carried a rifle older soldiers joked belonged in a museum. She didn't talk much, didn't brag, didn't show off like the others in her sniper class. While the guys compared kill counts, Elena sat alone cleaning her weapon with silent focus. Some thought she lacked confidence. Others believed she didn't have the instincts. A few called her the Ghost, a nickname meant to mock her quietness. But Captain Rourke saw something different in her eyes. Calmness, control, and a frightening ability to see things others couldn't. When the team was deployed into the mountain region, morale was high. They expected a tough mission, yes, but nothing outside their training. That illusion shattered the moment their convoy was ambushed from both sides of the pass. The air exploded with precise enemy fire, pinning the Rangers down under a storm of bullets. "Snipers!" someone yelled. "Multiple angles!" They counted 8. 8 trained marksmen. No visibility. No high ground. No time. And their only sniper? Elena, who everyone doubted. But Elena's hands didn't shake. She didn't panic. She scanned the ridge lines silently, her eyes narrowing. "I need elevation," she whispered. Captain Rourke turned to her. "You think you can take them?" She met his stare. "I don't think," she said calmly. "I know." The ridge line was nearly vertical, coated in loose shale that slipped under every step. The wind howled like a living creature, scraping Elena's face with icy shards of dust. She carried her rifle, her pack, and the weight of an entire ranger squad's survival. Every few feet, enemy rounds cracked through the rocks around her. They didn't know where she was, yet, but they were firing at anything that moved. She had to stay below the horizon, crawling like a shadow. Halfway up she slipped. Her knee smashed into stone, pain exploding through her leg. But she didn't make a sound. Didn't stop. Didn't allow fear to breathe. She remembered her father's voice. "Courage isn't the absence of fear, little hawk. Courage is moving while fear screams in your ears." By the time she reached the first ledge, her arms shook from exhaustion, her lips bleeding from the cold. But before she could rest, a bullet sliced the rock beside her head. They'd seen her. She pressed herself into the mountain wall, heart pounding. One wrong move and she'd tumble hundreds of feet into the valley, and straight into enemy crossfire. With a slow breath, she crawled into the small hollow between 2 rocks, set up her rifle, and scanned the horizon. There. A glint on a ridge half a kilometer away. "Found you," she whispered. One steady breath. One perfect trigger squeeze. The first sniper fell. She didn't wait for applause. She moved. Elena knew that after the first shot, the other snipers would reposition. Now it wasn't a mission, it was a deadly chess match, and she was alone on the board. The second sniper hid behind a boulder angled perfectly to shield him. Most shooters would have waited for a better shot. Elena didn't wait. She adjusted elevation, calculated rebound, and fired a ricochet. The bullet curved off the rock and struck him cleanly. 2 down. The third sniper was smarter. He moved constantly, firing in unpredictable rhythms. Elena spent 12 minutes tracking his pattern, 12 minutes while explosions tore through the valley below, the Rangers screaming into radios begging for updates she couldn't give. Finally, she found his mistake. He exhaled between shots, every time. She waited for the faintest puff of dust from his breath. Then she fired. 3 down. But then the fourth one got her. Not a bullet. A near miss that shattered stone into her cheek, cutting deep into her skin. Blood dripped into her eye, blinding her. She wiped it away, breathing hard. You don't get to stop, she told herself. Not while they need you. She crawled sideways, found a new angle, and took the fourth sniper in a clean, calculated shot. But by the time she located the fifth, sixth, and seventh, the sun was beginning to set, and enemy reinforcements were moving. She didn't panic. She didn't breathe fast. She controlled her pulse like a machine. 3 shots. 3 bodies fell. Now only one sniper remained. And this one was the best of them all. Elena felt him before she saw him. He wasn't firing randomly like the others. He waited, patient and cold. He knew she would be coming for him eventually. This sniper wasn't shooting at the Rangers anymore. He was hunting her. Every time she shifted even a centimeter, a bullet struck the rock just inches from her head. He was good, better than she expected. Maybe better than her. But Elena had one thing he didn't. A reason to win. She thought of her squad pinned below. She thought of the mocking voices telling her she didn't belong. She thought of every moment she had trained alone in the freezing cold while others slept. She rolled out from cover, a dangerous, reckless move. But she didn't aim where he was. She aimed where he would be. The moment he leaned to shoot, she fired. Silence swept the ridge. 8 snipers. All down. 1 lone woman. 1 impossible mission. She whispered into her radio. Captain, you're clear to move. The Rangers surged forward, pushing through the valley with renewed strength. The ambush collapsed. Enemy fighters scattered once they realized their sniper support was gone. When the squad finally reached the ridge and found Elena, she was lying flat on the rocks, her face bruised, her cheek bleeding, her hands trembling from cold and recall. Captain Rourke knelt beside her. Elena, you did this alone? She opened one tired eye and whispered. You said you needed high ground? Silence hung in the air. The Rangers who once doubted her, now stared at her like she was carved from iron. Then, slowly, someone started clapping. Another joined. And another. Not applause for victory, but respect. Deep, humbled respect. Elena didn't smile. She didn't brag. She simply stood up, slung her rifle over her shoulder, and looked down at the battlefield she had just saved. She had come there as the girl they underestimated. She left as the legend who took 8 snipers alone from the ridgeline. And from that day forward, whenever new recruits asked about the impossible mission the Rangers survived, they answered with the same whisper. Ask about the ghost on the ridge.